Hey guys, Rumblysuperset here, back again doing another Bro Talk video. This one's going to be a little bit jam-packed information. There's a lot that happened over the last weekend. There was Worlds. There is, some Update 2.0 announcements that were made during the Worlds event. We have a giveaway, my channel, and then merchandise. So first of all, let's just get the giveaway out of the way so that you guys are not just wondering or skipping along to find out what it is. So giveaway. So all you have to do is go to my Twitter page. It'll be in the description down below. You click that link. You follow my Twitter, you retweet the pinned tweet at the top of my page, and you're good to go. So follow me on Twitter, retweet the pinned tweet, and then you're entered in to win 1,000 ice for 3 lucky people on 12/10/2016. So there's that. That's the giveaway. Definitely check it out if you're interested. Again, it's in the description down below. My Twitter page. Follow, retweet, and you're good to go. Now let's talk about the Worlds event that happened over this last weekend. I did not go. There was a reason why. I wanted to explain this on this video. I said I was going to my Twitter, that I was going to explain what happened. So pretty much what happened was the day before I was supposed to get ready, my son got injured. Okay, yeah. So that night, so it was Wednesday night. Friday was the tournament, right? So Wednesday night, my son got injured. And we weren't really aware of how injured he was. But pretty much he got injured. He jumped off the couch pretty high and fell onto his arm of some sorts. And he expressed pain. But then eventually he kind of went back to his normal thing. Just not quite as active. He felt a little bit more reserved. He kind of sat around and didn't really interact with a lot of his cousins at the time anymore. So we kind of thought that was a little bit weird. But then we went to bed, and because he didn't really scream or anything as far as when he used his arm afterwards. But then the next morning, I went to get him in the early morning because I'm the one who gets him, and I went to pick him up, and he starts crying frantically, ow, ow, my arm. He didn't say my arm. He's like, ow, ow, it hurts. And I'm like, what's going on? What the heck? So I went to change him, and I'm lifting his right arm. I was lifting his right arm, and he was screaming. He was like, ow, ow, ow. And I'm like, oh man, okay, something is wrong. Something is wrong. This is Thursday. So that day, my wife and I, we took him to the doctor. We wanted to get him checked out, and the doctor says we need to schedule you for an X-ray to make sure nothing's broken, no damage, visible damage. So we got the X-ray. We went home. We couldn't do anything because we're still worried about him, and we're just kind of being very protective over his arm. We made sure that there's some sort of wrapping to prevent him from using it, and we don't get the results till Friday afternoon. So I'm like, well, I'm supposed to be at Worlds, and my son's injured, and what do I do? Do I go and let my son, who's injured, just be there with his mom, or do I stay home and be a good father and be with my son when he's injured? And then on top of that, that same night that we went home after his X-ray, my wife started having some pain. I can't really explain what it was because it's kind of personal, but she was having some pain, and so she had to set up an appointment too. And so it kind of all just compounded, and I was just like, you know what? I want to go to Worlds. I want to see other people that watch my videos. I want to meet all the people that I watch. But unfortunately, I think I need to step up and be a good father, a good husband, and stay home and be with my family. And so that's why I didn't go. Now, I could have gone Saturday, Sunday. I could have just gone those days instead, right? No. I didn't have a hotel anymore. We had to cancel a hotel. But, I mean, I guess there could have been a way for me to spend the night with somebody else in their hotel, but I didn't want to inconvenience anybody. And I was just like, I'll just take this time to spend time with my family at this point, because it's obviously I'm not supposed to go. So there's that too. So that's why I didn't go to Worlds. Now let's talk about what happened at Worlds. So we all know Invincible Armada did win the Worlds tournaments, which is well deserved. They're phenomenal players. Hats off to them. They are the best in the world currently right now. And so what I liked about them though was they did a lot of off-meta picks. Not a lot, but I mean, there was the off-meta pick of Gwen and then Koshka. I was just like, what's going on here? This is something that if you were to stream as an NA streamer, go on, say, I'm doing a ranked stream today, guys. Gonna be playing some Gwen. People be like, I guess you're gonna lose every match, I guess then, huh? And people would truly believe that. And I wouldn't blame them because I thought Gwen was trash. Not very good. A mediocre hero at best. And same thing with Koshka. Koshka is like, I felt like she was good, but at the same time she has a really easy blockable ultimate and she falls off, something like that. And so when I saw that composition was used and won the tournaments for Worlds, I was just like, what is going on here? And what's great about that, though, what I'm getting at is it's great to see that the meta that we perceive as meta, this is talking about NA, mind you. I don't know what the meta is for EU or EA, so on and so forth, but it's great to see that our meta is not the standard. You can go on stream now, and I hope this just kind of opens up the mentality of people to say, hey, you know what? I'm experimenting with some new compositions. Let me try it on ranked matches. And people aren't going to give you so much flack for it. Hopefully. Now, granted, people are still going to probably be set to a certain standard. Oh, you didn't pick up Kestrel? Rip. Oh, you didn't pick up Celeste? Rip. Things like that. And hopefully, after seeing that we aren't the pinnacle of meta here in NA, that people will be a little bit more open-minded to see different types of heroes being used without bringing too much hate about it. Because I see that constantly, not just on my stream, but on other people's stream. People are using heroes that aren't usually used, and people give them flack for it. Well, sometimes that flag isn't deserved because look at Invincible Armada, But yeah. So there's that too. Then finally they announced update 2.0 after the tournaments, I think, right? I don't know. They announced it during the tournament sometime. So they have new items, new heroes, modes, changes to maps, new skins with new tiers, UI changes and guild changes. And I think there's some more that I'm probably missing maybe, but that's the gist of it. So new items. We have the Poison Shiv, we have the Echo, Slumbering Husk, as well as the Null Wave Gauntlet. A lot of these are great additions, I feel. The Weapon Power one, I'm not so excited for. It's just this meh. They have the Poison Shiv. That's the Weapon Power additional item that they're adding in update 2.0. So every 5th basic attack applies mortal wounds for 2 seconds, which adds an additional 10% lifesteal against heroes afflicted by mortal wounds. So you get a base 10% lifesteal plus a 20% top end when you get that mortal wound applied. And then you have 50 weapon power. So it's kind of an alternative to Serpent Mask. It's a different way to use lifesteal, I guess. But I wouldn't say it's better or worse. I don't really know because I don't really know the meta around it. The meta will shift, I'm sure, but we'll see if people actually use it. I'm not sure if they will or not. The only thing I can really see it being good for is that it applies mortal wounds, which helps against against the Lyra or something like that because it reduces the healing, right? I think the healing they receive. So that'd be kind of cool. And then we have Echo. Here's the big one. Echo is a huge game changer, especially for, a lot of control type abilities. So what Echo does is it basically reduces the cooldown of your last casted ability. This includes ultimates. So just imagine a Vox and a Catherine. Catherine and Vox both pick up an Echo. Catherine uses her ultimate and silences the entire enemy group to engage a fight. Okay, so now they're silenced for 3-4 seconds. Then Vox uses his ultimate to silence them again. They both cast Echo. Catherine uses her ultimate again. And Vox uses his ultimate again. And now everybody has been silenced on the enemy team for 10 seconds. That's crazy. But mind you, that's not going to always happen that way. People aren't going to be that coordinated. People aren't going to just stand by and take it. They're going to buy the Null Wave Gauntlet. The Null Wave Gauntlet, or Null Wave Gauntlet, what that does is it fires a blast at a targeted enemy hero, item silencing for 5 seconds and dealing 50 to 100 plus 15% max health and crystal damage. So, those who pick up Echo and you see there being an issue because they have so much ability damage or control with those Echo spells, just pick up a Null Wave Gauntlet, because what that does is if you hit somebody with it, it silences that Echo for 5 seconds, allowing you 5 seconds of just them having an item with no beneficial effect other than recharge, and a little bit of extra energy. There's a lot of downsides to Echo. Echo has no crystal power. It has only, an X amount of energy added, and then a little bit of energy recharge. And then it has that activatable. So there's a lot of downsides. There's only like one precursor to it too. So you have Void Battery, and then Void Battery builds into Echo. There's nothing else. So there's a huge gold gap from when you buy the secondary item into the primary, which is the Echo, and it's crazy. Huge wait time. So like for instance, like Clockwork has Chronograph, which is 800 gold. And then it also has hold on, I'm trying to find one here. So Eve of Harvest. Eve of Harvest has Void Battery as well, but it also has Heavy Prism in between the final purchase of Eve of Harvest. So you have an additional 50 crystal power to deal with before you even buy Eve of Harvest, whereas Echo only has Void Battery, and it's almost the same cost as Eve of Harvest. So you don't have that extra Heavy Prism sitting in there during the interim. So that's kind of traumatizing a bit. So there's that too. And then finally, the last item is the Slumbering Husk. So you have that one, and that's basically for the burst type of heroes that are going against you. So if you have a Jewel casting an ultimate, which is renowned for doing a bunch of damage up front, if you take 25% of your max health in 1.5 seconds, the remaining 75% of your health will become fortified health, reducing that damage dramatically. So that's great. That's great for burst heroes like Kestrel, Jewel, CP, all those other heroes that do a lot of burst. It's great for that. And so those are the items. Then we have the new heroes. There's always new heroes. I can't really say if there is or isn't one coming, but I'm sure there's always one coming. At least almost every update. There's only been a few updates that didn't have a hero in my experience, and ever since then it's been like a hero forever, every month. And then we have new modes. What I'm speculating as far as a new mode is a 4v4 or a 5v5. I think 4v4 is far more feasible because of the device limitations as far as graphical power and just overheating and so on and so forth. I think 4v4 is far more reasonable because we do have more power in our pocket nowadays compared to when Vainglory first came out. Some people still have problems handling the ultimates going off all at once, or like certain skins and their effects lagging out their device. So I don't think they're going to release a 5v5 because that's just going to dramatically increase that lag. Device lag, mind you. It's not latency, it's device lag, which is bad. And then you have 4v4, which is a little bit of a bump up, but it's not as bad. So I think that's where it's going to go. Speculation, not saying it's true, just speculating. And as far as what the map's going to be like, I think it's going to be top lane, bot lane, middle jungle. That's what I think it's going to be. And you're going to probably have a meta of one laner up top, one laner up bot, and then you have the jungle and roam in the jungle. And then they're going to rotate between where to gank. And so that'll kind of open up a lot of doors too as far as strategy, what lane to push, how to push, different engagement types, and all the other stuff. Now, if you do a 5v5, I'm assuming there's still going to be some uniqueness to it, some SCMC type of approach to it, where they have maybe different types of objectives than the normal 5v5 maps that you see on League of Legends. Speaking of the 4v4, I think that the center will have like a Kraken type of based objective too, of course. But yeah, so that's what I think it's either that or a 1v1, 4v4 or a 1v1. I'm hoping it's 4v4 because I don't really care for 1v1s. But the game is meant to be a team-based game. 1v1s can be done in private matches. I think 4v4 is far more desirable than a 1v1. But yeah. And then we have changes to the map. So we have now the minion miner is called the Crystal Miner. It spawns at your base and walks to the crystal. And then also it will aggro any enemies on site. And it does more damage and is a lot more durable than it was before. And it will no longer be in the possession of your enemy at any given time. Even if it's taken out, it's still in your possession. It'll just respawn in your possession. So it just gives the gold and then it respawns and remains still in your team. What this does is I think it's just going to change the early game meta. So there's a lot of early game changes in the meta. So the Crystal Miner is going to prevent people from engaging the early game to take that farm in the back, allowing teams to recover from maybe a loss of a fight from the beginning. Because a lot of times that after that first or second rotation, you lose farm from the get-go. As soon as you lose that fight, you lose farm, and you lose a lot of it, especially after the second or third. And it just snowballs. Whereas this, it kind of puts a stunt in that. Sure, there's probably going to be a roundabout way of maybe getting to the farm, but you're still going to get the aggro from the crystal miner, which is going to reveal you, and it's also going to do damage to you. So it's going to be a lot more risky to take those backs. Those backs are going to be super hot commodities that aren't going to be able to be taken at any time in the beginning without extra care. Then we have the changes to the center shop. So the center shop doesn't spawn to about 4 minutes. So early game, you're not going to be able to go to the shop after your first rotation and buy. Granted, they did change the beginning gold count. So when you start off, you used to start off with 350 gold, I think. Now it's going to be like 625, something like that. So you have a lot more options in the beginning of the match when you actually start to choose your items. So I think you might open it up to maybe some roams actually picking up some contracts, because now they can pick up a contract and pick up another item for, you know, their build. So that's going to be cool too, to see if maybe contracts will actually start being used again. I don't know. I would like to see like Dragon Blood contract become a popular one, or even Protector contract. That one seems like a cool concept one, where you can give a shield to your allies, you know, whereas you normally wouldn't be able to with your kit. It's kind of like a mini Crucible. So yeah. And then what else? UI changes. So we have some UI changes that are coming. We have the hero select screen, which is now you have the laner, jungler, and the captain roles. Captain used to be roam, and they have a lot more informative type of approach. So all these new players coming to Vainglory, a lot of times people complain about solo queue, and it's partly because there's a lack of information for these players to use to gauge what a hero does, what a role does, what an item type does, that kind of stuff. And so what Vainglory is doing, SMC is doing, is they're kind of introducing these quality of life type of implementations, such as UI changes, where it will give that information prior to even starting the match. These people who are new can kind of sit there and kind of read what each role is supposed to do and make decisions based off of that, rather than just going in blind and just, you know, face checking a turret for 15 seconds. You know? But I mean, that's still going to happen, but it's not going to happen as much, hopefully. So this kind of is a small impact to the solo queue. It's going to positively improve the rate at which people actually gain experience and actually become competent players, and hopefully that kind of mitigates a degree of the harshness of solo queue. So it's not a direct change to solo queue, but it is an indirect change to it, hopefully. And then we have guild changes. So now guilds are more robust. They have more options as far as how to organize and manage your guild. And then also they have different reward types now. So now instead of having the end of season reward, you now have rewards throughout different levels of the guild. So guild progression gets you rewards. So if you're like an older, if you're like a veteran of that guild, been there since day one, you're gonna get all the rewards. If you come middle of the season, you're not gonna receive these rewards at the beginning. At least not as far as I'm concerned. You're gonna only get the ones from that point going forward. So there's that too. And then finally we have new skins. We have like the Winter War Catherine redone with different color palettes. We have the Kestrel. We have the Arden. And then there's speculation of another one too, which I cannot confirm or deny, but it may or may not come in update 2.0, maybe 2.1. Who knows? If it does exist, who knows? But as far as what I saw as leaked video or leaked footage, it does look pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. And then we have, I think that's it. Oh yeah, new tiers for the skins too. So if you guys saw some of the announcements on their channel, or not the channel, but on their website, you're going to see that there is a new tiered system. So no longer is it tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. It's going to be rare, epic, and legendary. So it's very standard. It's kind of conforming to the norm of any MOBA, where a lot of them just do the rare, epic, and legendary categories for their skins. League of Legends does it, I think. I'm pretty sure Heroes of the Storm does it. Other games on MOBA does it, or mobile does it, or MOBAs. Well, yeah, so there we go. And then finally, we're going to go into my merchandise, my channel, and then Patreon. So my merchandise, I have the Rumbly shirt already done. It's been done forever. But if you guys want that, it is there in the description down below. I'll have a link to my merchandise there. You'll see the standard Rumblysuperset shirt. Some people have asked for it, not a lot, but some have asked for it, so it is there if you do want it. And then we also are working on 4 different other shirts that are in the design process. We already have an idea of what it's going to be like. We're already having some of the art being kind of worked on, kind of experimenting what it's going to be like as far as how it's going to look. Whether it's going to be, you know, stuff on the front, stuff on the back, different lettering, different words, whatever it may be. But we already have like the basic foundation of what the shirt will imply. And it's going to be really fun and really cool to see those roll out. I'm going to try to roll out one every month once we start getting a good rotation of workload going. I do have an artist working on it. It is Magic Carp from Gangstar. She is a phenomenal artist, a phenomenal person, and I'm super excited to have her on board to work with me with that. And I'm definitely going to try to get back to her as much as I can. So huge shout out to her for helping me out. Thank you, Magic Carp. Appreciate it. And yeah, so it's going to be cool. Hopefully you guys will like the shirts. A little hint, I guess, as far as what the shirts will be. They're going to be more funny, comical type of shirts. So it's not going to be like this straightforward, serious type of shirts. It's going to be more so things that you guys can relate to as far as Vainglory. So you're going to be like reading the shirt and you'll be like, oh, that happens to me all the time. Stuff like that, you know? So that's what you're kind of going to see with those new shirts that are coming. And I'm hoping that you guys will like them. And then we have my Patreon. So Patreon, again, I'm kind of going to mention this every time because I can't say thank you enough to all you people who follow me on Patreon. You guys are phenomenal. I definitely want to give a shout out to those guys who've already done it. Let's go ahead and go to the list here. So I should have already pulled this up. My bad. Review all current patrons. I mean, so we have, I'm only going to say the first name or the whole name if it's a combined IGN. But we have, you know, Paul Kim, who has that's the full name. My bad. Paul, you are phenomenal. You did the $25 pledge. That's amazing. I cannot thank you enough. And you are an amazing person for doing so. And my family really appreciated it. And then we have the $10 one. We have the Inzodia, Joshua, Charles, and Awesome Alam. You guys, you know, just go another extra level too. $10 rewards for you guys. It's the pinnacle of awesome tiered. So what these guys are getting is like basically as much as I can give back. So for instance, like the $10 ones, they get like entered into this raffle. They can get a $25 iTunes gift card at the end of the month. There's a potential for that, and it's always 1 out of 8 people. And then we have, you know, with the $25 one, you get access to group calls as well as VG matches during those calls, that kind of stuff. So definitely prioritizing giving those rewards back. Plus they get ice at the end of the month too. So I mean, obviously they're donating, so you know, I want to get back. I don't want to just take, I want to get back. And then we have the $5 ones, which are Ricky, David, Elia, Jonathan, Reagan, Grant, Frankie, Prabhu, Mitchell, and Mystic Fox. You guys are just as much of an amazing person. I really appreciate all the support. You guys are like, just, you know, you guys are so close to my heart because you guys go the extra mile to support me, and it just really, truly could not go without saying thanks enough. You know, I can say thank you 1,000 times and it wouldn't be enough. So you guys are phenomenal. What they got is, so far they're going to be getting the access to my private Discord. You also have priority in my Mobcrush viewer match streams. Granted, anybody who gets the higher pledges gets all the previous rewards too. So, you know, like I said, I want to get back as much as I can. And these things are always evolving. I've already added some extra stuff. So before, they didn't have private access to my Discord for the $5 rewards. And I was like, you know what? No, they deserve that. So I'm going to be giving that to them now, which a lot of them already have. They have the Mobcrush viewer match stream priority. And so that's allowing them to play more with me during streams. And of course, even if it's only $1, those guys are amazing. Olivier and then Carlos. Sorry if I'm butchering your names, but you guys are awesome too. I mean, every dollar does count. You guys, even if it's just $1, it really means a lot that you spend that $1 just to support me. It's $1 combined with a bunch of other donations adds up to a lot. Adds up to a substantial amount. Excuse me, I need a hiccup. I'm drinking this coffee. It's giving me a hiccup. No, I'm choking out of emotion. Just joking. But I am emotional because you guys are awesome. But yeah, so, and then they obviously get the shout outs too here on the Bro Talk videos. So you guys, all you guys, my patrons, you guys, or who are patrons, are amazing. 17 people so far. And granted, if you guys cannot continue to do it every month, I do not wish for you to do so. If it puts yourself in a bad position financially, do not do it, please. Only do it if you have the money to spare and if you feel like it's justifiable. I'm not requiring you to do it. I'm not asking you to just go out and spend all your money on me. I don't want you to do that. This is strictly for those people who wish to donate to me and support me through these means. Only if you want to. If you don't, I love you just as much. You continue to watch my videos. That's awesome. That's enough for me. But those who go the extra mile, I want to give back as much as I can. So again, this isn't a requirement. And I don't wish for any of you to do it if it puts you in a bad situation. Only what you can spare and if you can justify it. If you can't justify it, it's fine. I still love you. I still love you. Don't worry about it. Still watch my videos because that still helps me. But you guys are awesome regardless. So there we go. Those are the current patrons for now. And hopefully going forward. Hopefully, if you guys are patrons and watching, hopefully I've fulfilled, some sort of, justification for you guys doing so. Hopefully I'm giving enough back. If not, I'm always open to figuring out what else I can do for you guys. Like I said in the patron page, I'm always open for, new rewards, new ways to show appreciation. And I've already started to roll out some new stuff. And so some of you guys already know about some of the stuff that's coming. I'm working on getting some giveaways out, such as skins. I'm working on getting those out for you guys. So every month I want to try to get, X amount of skins for different reward levels unlocked. So it wouldn't be like everybody, I can't afford that, but it would be like a set number of people get, this level of a skin unlocked. So for instance, like if we donated the $5 or above, you have a chance to have a tier 2, aka now an epic skin or below. Whatever one you choose unlocked. So up to an epic skin unlocked. And then, if you do like the $25 reward one, then you would get like, an epic skin unlocked, up to an epic skin. You can get one that's lower, but you can get like an epic skin unlocked too. Or not epic, legendary, something like that. And it only happens like, once a month. Because obviously I cannot afford to just do a bunch like that. I'll be broke. It'd be kind of like working backwards. But yeah, so there's that too. And then finally, we'll talk about my channel real quick. So, Vainglory channel still running strong. We are dipped down a little bit as far as views, but that's fine. I'm never like unhappy with my channel. I'm never unhappy with you guys because regardless of my view count, even if it dropped substantially, I'd still be very happy with you guys because this channel has been a huge part of my life. You guys have been a huge part of my life, and I know that with hard work, it pays off in the end, and it's already shown. And you guys are phenomenal for helping me through this journey. And so there's that channel. Still same content. I think we're already working on getting a new series out. I've been experimenting with some ideas. I wanted to do one where I did a like an analytical review of someone's match. So you guys would submit your matches, and then I would analyze it and see what I can see that was wrong or what was good, or maybe even something like that. But I didn't really get a lot of sponsors. I got like one person, and it wasn't even like a clip that I can use because it was hard to see. And so I don't know if it's going to still happen. If it does, and it shows a lot of interest, then obviously I'll do it. But so far the interest isn't that high. But what I'm working on right now is definitely a montage series. So I'm working with an editor to kind of help me with that too, to see if maybe we can get some montages out for you guys. And hopefully it'll be really cool. I'm trying to make sure that it's not really copying people, you know what I mean? I don't want to just do a montage series for the sake of, seeing that these successful montages are happening and I want to mimic them. I don't want that. I want it to make unique. I want it to be my own thing, and I wanted to make sure that it's content that you guys can enjoy without me feeling like I'm guilty of plagiarizing, copyright, I guess what you would call it. So yeah. So there's a fine line of which I have to approach this. I want to make sure that it's good. It's not faulty on my part. But yeah, so there's that, and that's pretty much it. Follow me on my second channel too. I do random gaming on there. I do Final Fantasy 15 right now. Dishonored 2 I'm about to finish. I'm going to be doing some Zelda when that game comes out for the Nintendo Next. Hopefully I get the Nintendo Next. Otherwise I'll get it for the Wii U. I'm hoping that in March, my birthday, I won't tell you my exact day, but I'll be turning the big 3-0, midlife crisis. I'll be getting the Nintendo Next for my birthday. Hopefully I'm going to ask my wife for that one. And more than likely, she'll probably get it for me just because I know my wife. She loves me. So she'll probably get it for me. She got me the Xbox, so hopefully she'll give me this too. But yeah, so there we go. That is the Bro Talk. Quite a long one too, 30 minutes. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this one. A lot of information. Giveaway. Again, if you guys want ice, the potential of getting ice, definitely follow me on Twitter. It's a link down below. Click that. Hit the follow button. Retweet my tweet, and you're good to go. Announcement will be on 12/10/2016 for 3 winners. And I will see you guys next time. Later.